Welcome to Wall Street Sizing Up. Glad you're here. We are the only channel that allows you to profit off the insider trading, and we mean insider knowledge of the hedge funds. With that said, today, very different. We're talking about cannabis stocks. That's right, 3. We're doing 3 cannabis stocks just for you. A lot of competition in the space, but we've come up with the 3 with the low beta, the low volatility that'll be around in 5 years. Now, we're only looking 24 months out, but understand in 2022, this will be a $22 billion industry. With that said, Jake, hit the theme and let's talk about it. It's a good time to be talking about cannabis stocks. I understand there's an election going on. I'm not discounting that. What I can't do is look at it and go, oh, this market, instead of it being $34 billion by 2025, right, it could be 3x that. I can't do that. So we picked 3 stocks that as of the next 24 months are growth stocks, solid stocks that are still going to be around in 5 years, right? When and if that does happen. Not that Trump wouldn't, but Biden and Harris have made it an absolute campaign issue that they want to legalize marijuana at the federal level. Understand, 33 states have legalized the medical marijuana. 11 states have legalized the recreational marijuana. That said, if the Biden, Harris, or Trump get through in 2022 and they pass a recreational bill, it will 3x the market, right? We're not looking at that. We're just looking at the fundamentals of what we see today, right? So with that said, our first stock is IIP, or Innovative Industrial Properties. Market cap $2.6 billion. But why do we like it? Well, let's just start with this. First of all, in the cannabis industry, there's a real issue, right? And that issue is it's not legal at the federal level, as we talked about. So these cannabis vendors or companies can't easily secure capital from banks to grow their business. Insert IIP with their innovative business model, which is what we like about them, right? So these operators have buildings, they are growers, they have dispensaries. So IIP comes in and says, hey, look, we'll buy your property. That gives you cash to go grow your business, and then you lease it back to us, and that'll give us cash flow. It's a win-win. So that's what they do. But understand what IIP is. It's a REIT, and a REIT must return 90% of its taxable income to shareholders. Okay? But you're getting big dividends, but in REITs, you typically don't get big dividends with a growth stock. You're getting massive appreciation here too. So here's what we saw last year that we really liked. Pot stocks did not do very well in 2019 at all, right? But IIP was up 67%. The industry benchmark was down 35%. That's a 100% difference, right? They're giving a 3.6% dividend in a high growth stock. You just don't see that, right? So when we go back and we look at the balance sheet, and what we like about it, first of all, they're generating $75 million in revenue. They've got about $50 million in cash. They only have debt of $136, and they have bankable properties. They have about 75 properties, right? About half of those are dispensaries, and half of those are industrial properties, right? But here's the thing. The beta, this is a REIT. The beta is 1.38. You never see that in REITs. 1.38, that's high beta. That means it's highly volatile. So if we go back to the chart, look at this. So in 2017 was when we started to see pot stocks kind of pop a little bit. And you can see this was a $28 stock in 2018. And it ran all the way up in a year and a half to 130. Then it does some pump and dumps all the way down, retraces back to 59, right? And now it went back up to 130. The TA says that's about, and it bounced off of that. But here's the thing. The investment banks have put, you see it right there, $141 price target on this for the next year. $141. High growth, and you're getting a high yield. Some other things you ought to need to know. 7 hedge funds own this REIT, and last year it was one of the top 50 companies in the IDB index. That's Investors Daily Brief, right? Top 50, and the only pot stock. So that's why we like IIP. I think, my opinion, but I do think you should add IIP to your portfolio. Our next stock you might know very, very well, or you might not, but Canopy Growth. CGC is the ticker. $19, or right around $19 is what it's trading at today. Market cap of $7 billion. But why do we like it? Well, one is we don't like that it's not turning a profit, and we don't like it's down 10% a year. What we do like is $1.3 billion in cash. We like the revenue. That's $400 million a year. But here's the big thing that we like.
A bag of weed, oh, everything is better with a bag of weed.
It has the upper hand on its peers, mostly because it has a partnership with Constellation Brands. If you don't know what Constellation Brands is, they're a wine, spirits, and beer brand, right? They're known for Corona, Svedka, Modelo. They're a $32 billion corporation. They made a $245 million investment in Canopy in 2017. And it's grown its stake since. It now owns 40% of Canopy. Now you know why we like it? Yeah, they got a $32 billion corporation behind a $7 billion corporation.
Damn!
Also, the management is aggressive. They like to launch innovative derivative products like vapes, concentrates, beverages, so on and so forth. Yes, the market cap has dropped from $9.2 billion down to $7 billion, but they've also made some strategic acquisitions. The biggest one being the U.S. hemp company Acreage Holdings will help the company capture the U.S. market quicker when pot is federally legalized. We talked about that in the open. So getting back to it, you have $1.3 billion in cash. You have a $32 billion corporation behind you. Yahoo doesn't have a price target. From what we're seeing, there's 2 hedge funds that own this stock now, right? And you can see the run-up on this. Literally, from 2017 to right before 2019, it ran to 51. It ran from, penny stock all the way up to about $51. The price targets that we're seeing, it's trading at about 19 right now, are from 25 to 44. It's strong. It's going to make it through. It's got cash on the balance sheet. It's got Big Daddy behind it. What's not to like? Now, we did like the Kronos Group, but the Kronos Group doesn't have Big Daddy behind them, and they only do about 50 million in sales. Their market cap's $2 billion. Nothing against them. We just think that there's more growth. There's more capital behind Canopy. That's why we like it. Next up. And our last cannabis stock is what we like to call GW Pharmaceuticals. GW Pharmaceuticals, you knew I couldn't do a video without a biotech, right?
I'm a cybernetic organism, living tissue over a metal endoskeleton.
You want to know why? Hedge funds. Hedge funds find alpha in biotechs. And that's why we cover it on the channel quite a bit. That being said, GW Pharmaceuticals, a $90 stock right now. $2.5 billion market cap. Here's one of the reasons, just off the top, why we like it. Stock price is almost $90. Look at the price target. If you see my cursor, $190. It's got a $100 runway, and that's in less than a year. So why is that? Let's jump in. It's got a drug, a CBD drug called Epidiolex, and it became the first drug made from a cannabis plant to be approved by the U.S. FDA. It routinely surpassed expectations in its initial approved indications, treating several syndromes that are both linked to rare forms of childhood epilepsy. That's awesome.
Now they're nearly all gone with just a few drops a day of medical marijuana, cannabis oil. Other medicines didn't work, his father says, or worse, caused severe side effects.
It was also approved in treating a rare disease whereby benign tumors grow larger in vital organs, and this opens up a significant new market, right? Not so much in the U.S. There's only 50,000 people who have that issue here, but around the world, there's 1 million. good sales are going to come from that and have come from that. But it has had an issue. And we'll talk about that in just a minute. One of the other things that we like about it is the cash. Cash is king. Cash is definitely king in biotech. It takes a lot of money to bring a drug all the way through the FDA approval process and then to market. But they have $450 million in cash. They burn about $5 million per month. That's 87 months of cash that they have, and they literally have almost no debt. The stock price has gone from almost a penny stock when they opened up back in mid of 2014. It ran all the way up to a share price of about 185, and it's dropped off to $89. The reason that it's dropped off, it's nothing that they really did. It was the pandemic. Right? They can't get out and sell the new drug. The drug was approved in 2018 and then 2020. Now that they do have 4 other drugs that are going through the various phases of the FDA approval process, but for the most part, sales just kind of dropped off. Right? If you look at what their sales were, right now they're at 441. That's down about 10%. That's why the stock has been hit, but this is showing 470 million cash on hand, debts less than 40 million. It's just got really good fundamental bones, is what I like to say. But the thing that I really like about it is not just the upside in the price target, but 11 hedge funds own GW Pharmaceuticals. 11 hedge funds, including ICU, Steve Cohen at 0.72. That's right, the big man is sized up in this stock as well. So that's why we like it. There you have it. That's 3 solid growth cannabis stocks that we have brought to you today. There are a lot of good companies in this space. We just think these 3 will absolutely survive the next 5 years, and you'll see tremendous growth. That's what we like to see. So with that said, guys, I really appreciate your time. Please visit us at sizingup.co, sizingup.co. Sign up for the newsletter. We're also going to start doing, at some point, some type of text signaling as well. And I'll talk about that in later videos. But again, guys, thank you very much. Watch your 6. Go hard in the paint. Cheers. We'll see you next time. Well, good day. Good evening, and whatever time it may be. We hope you enjoyed that video as much as we enjoyed making it. Please hit the like or the subscribe or leave a comment, because we love that feedback. And you know what we say. At the casino, you got to watch your 6 and you go hard in the paint, guys. Cheers. We'll see you next time.